think it was a real stretch to consider this inside the manosphere. I could see if you don't go on social media at all, you don't consume like any media, maybe this was news for you. For me, I didn't learn anything that I didn't already know. For me, it was the opportunity to see these guys look like complete idiots. I mean, to me, they look like complete idiots every day, but this was special. Like in this moment when one of the morons actually says with a straight face, with his whole chest, that look around like women didn't build any of this. And Louis like, are you sure? And he's like, yeah, it's true.
Men invent, build, and maintain society. That's a fact. Men built all these buildings. They engineered them. They designed them.
Do we definitely know that?
It is a fact.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Women actually invented and created and discovered and built all of these things. So that is just a blatant lie. In my space, I can always tell based on comments if a man consumes this type of content, because they always come with the same handful of comments. It's just regurgitated stuff from the podcast bros, where I can tell immediately that one of the bros has their hand really far up these guys' asses and are using them like puppets to regurgitate their bullshit nonsense, because they will come with the claim of women didn't build anything. Women didn't fight in wars. Lesbian divorce rates are among the highest. Lesbians report the highest amount of domestic violence. And these are like little, like especially the lesbian things, these are like little snippets from little cherry-picked stats from large studies. So I know you didn't come across that research on your own. You heard one of these dumb, like brain dead podcast bros say some of this shit without doing actual research and then allowing you to be used like a puppet to regurgitate all of this shit over and over again. It's the same comments, like just constantly the same crap. And I'm like, I can dispel all of it immediately. There's nuances to everything. And like, why do you feel like you have to jump and defend everything? They're so triggered. This has created the most triggered men, because this is a group of extremely insecure men controlling and influencing a society full of insecure men. Secure men aren't participating in any of this. Secure men don't need to put women down. I can see through these men. I don't even need to study them intensely. It is so obvious to me how insecure these men are. And I know for sure some of them didn't grow up with fathers. Some of them I have not had a chance to really dive too deep into. I'm not sure exactly what their situation was growing up. But, I mean, take like this Tiki Talkie. That's your fucking name? That's the name you go by? And people are taking you seriously? Like, what the hell? What is wrong with people? Let's not be listening to people that go by the name Tiki Talkie. When you have like a cool name, like your name's Harrison, like that's the name I'd be going by. I'd be more inclined to listen to what you have to say if you're, hi, I'm Harrison. I'd be like, okay, let me listen to what you have to say, Harrison. And then, of course, when he started talking, I'd be like, oh, you're one of them. I can't hear anything that you're saying now. But anyway, he says at one point, like, if my mother heard me saying this, she would slap me. And I thought, boy, she has not slapped you hard enough. Because what the hell? So he was raised by a woman that doesn't subscribe to any of this nonsense, but yet he is full-blown misogyny. That's growing up without a father. Why are you so insecure? What happened? And I look at these guys and I'm like, it is proof that you do not need a brain to make money. Now, they aren't ethically making money, right? Like, I even look at the women that are with them. So you're cool with one-sided monogamy. You are required to remain monogamous, and I can go out and do whatever I want. Why are women agreeing to this? Is your self-esteem that low? What the hell? What is going on in the world? I mean, ethical non-monogamy is one thing. Open relationships are one thing. And what can you do? Two consenting adults, I don't even want to touch on it. But this isn't that. This is one-sided. What is the draw? I don't see anything special. In fact, like that Marvin or whatever the fuck his stupid name is, you're not good looking. There's nothing special about you other than you have zero ethics and you're just willing to do anything. Willing to do anything for clicks. His platform is built on like publicly humiliating women. Gross. Why would any woman want to be with him? You want money? Like, is it the money? Because like I like money. I'd like to have some money. But as soon as I found out how you make your money, you've lost all value. So they promote themselves as high value men. I don't see any value. None whatsoever. The only value is that they have money. But it is immediately devalued to me when I learn how you're making your money. You're making your money by doing ridiculous, cruel things for clicks. It's scams like this TikTok making a bunch of money off these scammy investment sites. That's all just scammy shit. I wouldn't want to be involved in any of that. There's legitimate ways to invest money. So don't be investing your money in any of this scammy stuff. They make it sound so great. Oh, look, I invested $500 and like 2 minutes later, now I'm a millionaire. And you're an idiot if you don't invest. Things like that get people. That's scammy. It's a scam. You know it's a scam. And there's nothing ethical about it. But somehow, I mean, then this one here, he has this girlfriend he refers to as his wife. They're not married. He won't get married because what? Then she would be entitled. She'd have like legal rights. They have 2 children together and he's allowed to go out and do whatever he wants and she is not. But she is responsible for all of the household duties, everything to do with kids. He doesn't bath kids, put kids to bed, change diapers, none of it. What's he good for then? The money? That's it. That's the only thing that it could possibly be. And I would guess he controls all of the money. So like you're a paid slave because you are having his children, cleaning his home, cooking his meals. You want to bet that she doesn't have her name is not on the deed of anything. So, girl, why? What's in it for you? And now you're having a third baby? If she tries to leave him, he's going to use all that money and he's going to make her life a living hell. Because, I mean, I'm not diagnosing anyone, but how could he possibly not be a narcissist? And we know exactly how they conduct themselves during separations. Those children will become weapons. They will be pawns. Oh, I just thought, what the hell? He said he wasn't going to have her partake in the documentary, but then somehow changed his mind. But of course, he was present for any portions of the documentary that she was involved in. We really didn't get to hear from any of the women without one of the goons present. So we heard from this Myron's girlfriend, and that was sad. And Louis even said, like, she seemed like she was sad, and he's like, no.
I saw a little bit of pain in her. No, definitely. No. Yes. No. Definitely. No.
To see her walk in after they were just talking about him saying, it's I dictate when I put my dick in you. You're disgusting. He's like, it's not like, I don't, it's not like I force them, like if they're on their period, because like periods, ew. So when they're not on their period, then you force them. Like that's your moral compass. I won't force you to have sex with me if you're on your period, but otherwise, like, you're fair game, bitch. That's how he talks. Women love to be dominated. We like strong men, but that isn't how strong men talk. That isn't masculinity because you're selfish. You are for yourself. Where a strong man who leads his family doesn't do so selfishly. He makes sacrifices. He makes decisions for the best possible outcome for his family, even if it makes things harder for him. This is not, they want to call themselves masculine, alpha, dominant. Women like being controlled. No, I don't know any women that like being controlled. And to say, like, I actually know women better than they know themselves, shut the fuck up. No, you don't. You know how to identify insecure women and prey on them. So you're manipulative. So in that way, I guess you are right. He's understood what to look out for. He knows the right women to target because he's a predator. That doesn't mean you know women and what they want. You've found the way to be manipulative. You've learned who you can manipulate, who's easier to manipulate. You know specific traits. You've studied enough about women to know you're not actually going to attract high-value women. High-value women would be like, no, you're preying on insecure women. And that makes you gross. And that makes you insecure. Because secure men don't need to prey on insecure women. Apparently, this HS tiki-talkie loser, he live streams for like hours and hours and hours a day and has millions of followers. That was hilarious when he was talking to the camera and Louis was like, who are you talking to?
Working out,
Who are you
doing hard
talking
things.
to?
What, do I not talk to this? Don't talk to him? Talk to you.
We're not on social media now. This is a real
okay,
documentary.
this.
What a moron. Again, you don't have to have brains to make money. You just have to lack morals. It was really sad to me to see young boys coming up to these guys on the street, idolizing them. That was probably the most painful part because the rest of it, I'm very familiar with it because I hear it regurgitated in my comment sections all day long every day. So none of that was new to me whatsoever. But I don't actually consume their content or follow them or pay really any attention to them. I'm aware of their existence. But to see the young boys really like idolizing them, just that hurt my heart. And we have to keep an eye on our young boys. I have a son. I would never want him consuming anything like this. And his father is absolutely nothing like that. So I didn't feel like it was Louis' best work. I didn't feel like I particularly learned anything other than, I already knew they were super insecure. It was very obvious to me, I know Louis has a way of getting people to let their walls down a little. Like, he uses a lot of silence. He doesn't come at them in any kind of strong way. He's very reserved about the comments that he makes. You know, he questions things, but very, very subtly, and then uses basically a lot of silence so that they just talk, and they're used to just talking and people actually listening to them. It was painful to watch. I wasn't even going to watch it because I'm like, I'm just going to be so pissed off. Like, it's just going to piss me off so much. And I'm not saying that it didn't, but when it really came down to it, I kept waiting for like the moment where I was going to be like, oh my gosh, like, I can't believe it. But then that moment never came. That never came for me. I didn't hear anything that I haven't heard them say a million times, or heard all the losers that let them stick their hand up their ass and use them as puppets say all the time. So Inside the Manosphere, nah, just on the surface was it for me. I don't know. Like, let me know. Did I miss something? Did you learn something that you didn't already know from this documentary? It was a lunch bag letdown for me. This documentary was a lunch bag letdown. Not that I really want to. I say that, but at the same time, I mean, I don't really want to be inside the manosphere. I want to be well away from it. So, but I thought I might learn something, that I might hear something that I haven't heard before. Maybe there might be, I mean, from a psychology standpoint, maybe there might be some dissecting to do. It's just, to me, there's no research or special skills or training or anything that you would really need to see completely through these losers. So I'm interested to know what you all thought about it. Drop a comment if you think these guys are as gross as I do. Let's see a barf emoji in the comments section. I mean, I will say that it does shock me that this seems to be just so widely accepted and just plastered all over social media. And I know some of them had said they were banned. That one guy was like, I'm banned from all the platforms. Yeah, you should be. And then he was starting to get the platforms back. So we just allow sexism. We're just openly allowing sexism on these platforms. Like, even for YouTube. You know how much red tape there is on YouTube? Yet they allow some of this garbage on there. And I know they use the paid platforms and whatnot so that they can, you know, push their most disgusting stuff. But a lot of this stuff is on YouTube. And I don't think that's right. I mean, we're not allowing racism, or we shouldn't be. If it's out there, if you think that they allow racism as much as they allow sexism, let me know. I mean, there shouldn't be either. This shouldn't be allowed. We should not be allowing racism. We should not be allowing sexism. Like, imagine seeing things about a specific race. You shouldn't be saying it about a specific gender. These horrific, disgusting things. But somehow it seems so acceptable. I don't know. What do you think?